Hello everybody, I got another Bible review for you guys. I want to try to make this is going to be similar to the one I just uploaded. This is the wide margin cameo from Church Bible Publishers in ironed calf skin. This is the 120RL C1BK. So it's a wide margin cameo edition. If you're unfamiliar with the old Cambridge names, you had the Concord, the Cameo, you have the Turquoise, you have the Pit, you have a bunch of others that kind of referenced the size of the text. So if you have an old Cameo, this is a wide margin edition of the Cameo. I did a comparison video. Also, you can check it out in my video playlist of these editions that are on pre-order. Now, this is from Church Bible Publishers. This edition and the other edition, the Top Grain Cowhide edition, were provided by Church Bible Publishers for a review. And I did a comparison review with these editions from Church Bible Publishers as compared to the Concord wide margin from Cambridge. And it's just, if you want to see that, go check out that video as well, and you can see the size comparison as well as the text comparison and your margin comparison between those. Don't have time to do that again though. So this is the ironed calfskin edition. It has a beautiful smooth texture. If you have any other Church Bible Publisher Bibles, then you're familiar with the ironed calfskin. It's just a great feel, a great calfskin. This is a thinner, it seems like a thinner edition. You can see it wrinkling as you roll it up. It's just very nice feel in the hand. You can see the spine has 5 raised ribs, not really tooled in or anything. They're just, they're tooled in, but they're not tons of definition. But they look nice. It has a good look to it. You have Holy Bible red letter, authorized King James, and CBP stamped in the spine, and it's a kind of a flush stamping. It's not really deep, but it is stamped in. The Top Grain Cowhide has a little deeper stamping, but it's a little deeper. It's a little thicker leather as well, but this is still really, really nice. You can see the perimeter tooling around the edge. You can see it right there where my hand is. It goes on the front and the back. And you also have perimeter stitching, which that is an incredible addition to these Bibles, just for security of that binding. It just has a great feel. That iron calfskin just has a great look to it and a great feel. The smooth. The inside, the corner work on these calfskin editions are really nice. See, that corner work is great as compared to the cowhide editions, which is really worse. I don't know how to nicely put it. The liner on the calfskin editions is really a smoother feel. It's also a synthetic material, but it definitely matches the texture of the calfskin well. Has a smoother, slicker feel, more fluid, and that's intentional, I'm sure. But your corner work is what is really nice with the stitch perimeter as well. You have a nice proportions all the way around. It's just a small semi-yap, which is fine. You're tabbed into the block there, so it's edge lined. That increases its strength and durability. You have the nice leatherette end sheet attached to kind of a grouping, a leaf of several white pages. Then you get to your presentation page, which is standard. This is the old Cambridge style presentation page, and you have your family records all on this thicker cardstock, which is nice. Then we get to the title page. You see the Church Bible Publishers logo, and here is the identification, the 120RL C1BK. Now the calfskin edition is C1BK. The top grading cowhide edition is C1BK. And you can see there, this is a review copy, not for sale. This was provided by Church Bible Publishers for these reviews. And as we open it up, the epistle dedicatory, and it even has marginal room on the epistle dedicatory. And you have your books of the Bible, and then it gets to the text. So the text, let me open it up a little bit. The text is a double column, verse by verse layout. That's your standard King James layout with center column references. Your double columns are in an 8.5 font, which is really nice. It's a self-pronouncing text, which that can be annoying. But if you're used to reading the King James, then you're used to that. So, and I've grown to appreciate it. I haven't grown to love it, but I've grown to appreciate the pronouncing text for whenever I'm trying to pronounce and read a lot of these names from the Bible. So, and places and things like that. So, anyhow, it's an 8.5 font, really readable, nice dark printing on 37 GSM paper. It's a nice paper. The paper that Church Bible Publishers uses really rival a lot of other major Bible publications. It's just really great paper. It's not line matched, but you have some ghosting, but this paper and the darker printing kind of lend to some ghosting, some ghosting, but it's very readable due to the darker printing. You have 1-inch margins all the way around. Even in the gutter, you have 1-inch margins. Now, you'd have to flatten it out to see that it's a full 1 inch as compared to the outer margin, but it is there. The binding's pretty tight, as you can see. It has a little bit of break-in time for this to lay really, really flat, but it will in time. So, if you're looking for a wide margin, and this is actually a little bit bigger font size than a Cambridge Concord wide margin. The Cambridge Concord wide margin is only an 8 font, but it takes up a larger portion of the page because there's more spacing between the lines. But it's only an 8 font, and you get just a little bit more marginal room on the outer margin, and the CAMEO wide margin has a little more marginal room on top. So that's something to consider if you're in the market for a King James wide margin. That's a huge plus for the Church Bible Publishers wide margin CAMEO. This is a much more portable edition. This is the same size as a hand size Thompson Chain Bible, roughly the same size. So it's built for portability. Also, it's beautifully gilded. Beautifully gilded. All of these Church Bible Publisher Bibles have have twice the gilding spray than your standard mass-produced Bible. This gilding is incredible, which I think that's what gives you your under art color. It has a red hint to it, and I'm not sure if that's intentional or accidental. I'm not sure if they sprayed it prior to putting the gold gilding on, but it does have a tint. You can see where the ribbons meet, give you these little divisions right here, and you can see where it's white past that point. So that tells you, I mean, there is a color difference there. There is like a red hue or just a hint of red, and it might be due to just that really nice gilding, and or it might have been sprayed in. I do not know for sure, but it's really nice either way. It has a really nice footprint, a really nice layout, nice marginal room. I don't make tons and tons of notes, so if I have a slightly smaller marginal space for notes, that's not going to really hurt me terribly. Having just this amount of marginal room gives me enough to where I can do underlines and write a symbol or a word to kind of let me know what that's regarding. And I mentioned in the top grain cowhide video, there's a notes section in the back, which I'll show you. It's only 2 pages long, and that's really more for a key or a index for your notes. You know, a lot of the other, like the Allen and the Cambridge, they come with tons of pages in the back of line paper and of notes paper. And really, this is not what this is for. This is for, it only has 2 pages of notes, so it's more for just an index or a key for your notes. So let's go to the red letter. I want you to see what the red looks like. Here's the red letter. It's a nice red. It's not a crimson, but it's not a pink. It's more like a dark cherry red, which is really nice and has good readability. It's not really distracting at all. My preference is the Holman, even Crossway red, which is a little darker of a red, a darker tint. And the worst red is the Kirkbride red and the Old World Publishing red, which is literally a pink color. But this is a nice red, a really nice red. And when we get to the end of the text, you have these 2 pages for notes. Like I kind of explained previously, it's more for an index or a key for your notes. Like if you underline in blue and in red and in purple and in yellow, then you can put those marks and kind of say, you know, the yellow stands for this, the red stands for this, the blue stands for this. And then if you make symbols, you could do a triangle, which stands for the Trinity, a circle, which stands for unity. You could do a cross, which stands for Christ. You know, there's tons of different symbols. If you want to know more about note taking and styles, just search that on YouTube. You'll find tons of different methods. All right, so then you come to your list of maps, and you can check that out. Really cool maps. Love the maps. You have a map index as well. Then you get to your maps themselves. They're on a cardstock, or a thicker cardstock. They also have marginal room for notes around the maps, which is really cool. It's not glossy cardstock. Praise the Lord. It is just matte finished cardstock with these beautiful maps, colorful maps all over them. They're not black and white. They have lots of color, lots of information. Really great study tools. If you're used to using maps, then not having maps is crucial. So if you like your maps, then these are some great maps to have. Then you come through your the maps. You get a few pages of white paper, which would be good for notes as well. Then you come to your end sheet, which is the leatherette end sheet. It's tabbed in, edge lined. Your smooth, nice floppier inside liner, and then your iron calfskin back cover. You can also see the perimeter tooling around there, and the corner work on the back is also really nice, really nicely done. So that's really it. That's the review. Again, thank you to Church Bible Publishers for the copies to review, and I look forward to working with them more in the future. Check out the Church Bible Publishers. These editions are on pre-order right now, the 120RL, the wide margin cameo, so check those out at www.churchbiblepublishers.com. And also, if you want to see the comparison between these editions and other wide margins, just kind of see how much more portable these are, check that out as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on videos, and just be a participating person in the channel, and you'll be eligible for our giveaways, our monthly giveaways. And also, if you're on Facebook, check out Everything Bibles group. It's a Bible group for basically literally everything Bibles, from Bible commentaries to note taking to premiums to synthetic covers, and I mean it's a Bible group for everyone. So anyway, check that out if you might find that interesting and beneficial. So thank you guys again for watching. God bless.